Okay, so we're back out here at our property. It's November 2nd. A lot of bucks have been moving. We haven't been able to check the cameras yet because we just got in last night. We get out first thing this morning. It's just lighting up to start filming. So I'm setting up on this scrape line. Cory and Cory's friend Mitch are also out here. It is like absolutely perfect conditions. We had a ton of rain this week. And then it was super windy for 2 days. Then the weather calmed down yesterday and now it got cold. It's like 29 degrees in the morning. It's going up to about 45, so we are jacked up.
Getting in here today, I bumped a deer as I was climbing my ladder into my stand. And as the sun comes up after I got set up, I can see there's like 3 rubs. One there, and here. I'm like, okay, we're sitting on a rub line, and they're fresh. And you can see the peeling still hanging off. And Joe checks our spy point camera that's up the hill about 80, 90 yards from me, and sends this. That's a buck walking right there. I don't know if he really knew what I was other than just hearing me. Because he didn't blow like panic, like it was just too quick, like, hey, I'm getting out of here, blows. Wasn't like when you really get busted and they freak out, but I think this is a great spot for the rut. There's basically a ridge right in front of me that drops off like very, very, very steep into a bowl. And I think they just like to come down this ridge line. I mean, there's rubs everywhere, and we've seen deer here. Thomas shot a deer here last year. And I don't know, it's a good rut cruising spot. We'll be able to see a decent amount too, so maybe we'll get in the game and call something. We saw a giant last year on like November 14th. This hillside straight in front of me. And probably about 100 yards, maybe even less. And I mean, like a giant, like freak of nature giant. And it's the only time we've ever seen that deer. It's definitely November. Just had that buck came in, tailing that doe, and I saw him on the hillside across. His nose was on the ground. He was sniffing, but I did not see her. And I bleated, and then grunted a few times, and I watched him come down the hill. And then I look up, and there's a doe pops right over the bridge, and she's coming right at me, and I can see him just tailing her. And she got to about 20 yards, and I think she might have smelled me or heard me or something, but she just stopped, looked up at me for a second, and realized, like, I don't think she knew I was there, but she realized something was up, just enough to, like, turn her around. And so she cut 20 yards in front of me, like, perfect shot, and she turned back up the hill, and the buck followed her to a T, but he just cut back up right in front of a tree. And there's this little pile of all these little, I don't know what you call them, saplings, and I was at full draw, but I don't think I could have shot him. It didn't feel good about it. I didn't have an opening, and he was literally 1 foot away from stepping out where I could have shot him. But literally 10 minutes later, the 3 does just walked the ridge right in front of me at 30 yards. I saw the first doe come up the hill, and I heard a second deer, and I'm like, oh boy, it's about to be a buck tailing her. There's 2 more does. So, I don't know. Hopefully they left some scent around and something comes checking it, but that's 5 deer within bow range. It's like 9:45. I'm thinking it's going to be a good day. November 2nd, baby. The rut is beginning. Let's go.
Well, it's about 12:30. Haven't seen anything here, so I think I'm going to pack it up and go down to the creek stand. It's just about a quarter mile that way. The wind's kicking up. Ate my lunch. Well, this is when the all-day sits are tough. It's about 4:30. Been out all day since about 6:37. Well, we got in a little bit late, probably after 7. But nothing yet. I haven't heard a thing. The squirrels are not even out. It's been windy though this afternoon. But, I mean, temperature is good. It's starting to drop again. It's probably now in the mid-40s, going down to lower 40s. Clouds moved in a little bit. But if you're not sitting out here, you can't get them. I just got really bored, so I wanted to talk to the camera because there's nobody else out here to talk to. And I've been out here 10 hours. He's not that big. I just couldn't resist. It's been freaking 5 years, 6, 7 years, God knows how long. He's a pretty deer, but he's just not that big. I think I drilled him. I think I just absolutely crushed him. I had the wind in my favor. He just came walking down that path right at me. He was at 10 or 15 yards. Yeah, you know, I just being out here by myself with a camera and a deer. He's not going to score that well, but I've been out here a long time, so. There he is. Okay, now I'm really confused. I don't know if that was another buck or if that's my buck. I can still hear him. Okay, so I found the arrow. It's got good blood, and there's where I was sitting right there. I mean, his vision was blocked by that tree by me. And the camera picked him up, but he didn't really see me. Self-filmed, self-found whitetail kill. So. Okay. I feel better now. I will tell this whole story, but in 2012, I shot the buck of a lifetime, 223 booner. I mean, just a monster. Since then, I've been out here just working, and I know I was never going to get another big deer like that. So I always wanted to get a deer on film. So we've been taking turns filming each other. Self-filming is tough. Tried it, been doing it. It's just very difficult. But tonight I had the opportunity. This buck came in. We sat all day. I saw nothing. This is the only deer I saw. And he came in on a string right underneath my tree stand, just walking right towards me. And I looked up at the camera that I had on, and I could tell he was in the frame. I didn't have to touch the camera. I had it rolling as I saw him coming in. So then I had to make a decision. Am I going to shoot him or not? And every time I looked, he stepped closer, and he was in the frame of the camera. I got a bow in my hand, and I haven't shot a buck since 2012. So I just basically started over. This is my first buck. It's my first buck on film. My first buck I self-filmed. So it's a nice mature deer. We've got tons of these deer out here like this. I know everybody wants to shoot a 180, 190, 200. And when you do it, it spoils you, because then you got to start over somewhere. So I'm going to make a commitment to keep self-filming. I really, really, really enjoyed being able to do that. Knowing that I had him on film is what made my decision to shoot him. If I didn't have my camera with me and running, and if the camera was not on and the camera was not on him, I wouldn't have shot him. But I'm happy. I'm very happy. And he didn't go too far. He's all rutted up. I mean, his hocks are just blazing. He smells. I'm just waiting, taking some time, because Mitch and Cory are still out here. We got about another 45 minutes of daylight. I'm probably going to load him up. I'll go get the cart and try to get all the work done, so when they come out, we're ready and we can get out of the woods.
We got an LBD. Little buck down. Joe just shot a buck, and I'm freaking jacked up. He's sitting only a couple hundred yards from me. I think I literally heard the shot go off. I heard a noise a little while ago. It sounded really weird. I looked back there, looked around, nothing. Fast forward a little bit, he sends this text, says LBD, sends a picture. That's awesome. Sitting there looking at my phone. It's silent, hearing nothing. And finally I hear like one leaf crunch. I look to my right, just like that, and there's a buck, an 8-pointer, probably 120s, standing at literally probably 5 yards. I could have jumped out of the tree stand and rode him like a horse. I landed on his back, grabbed his antlers, rodeo style.
Well, I'm going to call this guy my starting over buck, because as I said right after I shot it with the film that I took of myself, it's been 7 years since I shot a buck, and I shot the buck of a lifetime, Andy, in 2012. But I had a lot of mixed emotions about this after I shot this deer, and I know everybody wants a trophy buck. I want more trophy bucks, but we're really getting into self-filming now, and you know, with having a deer come underneath me, standing there, and I knew the camera was rolling. It's not that my standards are going down, but to have a camera in the stand and a mature buck walk in front of you at the same time and be able to film it and to take the shot, I just knew that at some point I'm going to have to start over. So this is my start over buck. And so I'm just considering myself a new deer hunter. I got the trophy of a lifetime. I know I'm probably never going to be able to beat that deer. I hope that I do. I hope that the rest of the hunters and all my friends and family can do that and beat that deer someday. But meantime, we're just going to start putting down more film. We're going to try to get more bucks on film, and this is just the beginning. So I'm happy with him. We're going to have a great video of it. We've got this deer in the food plot, eating rackology. It's a beautiful picture from a trail cam picture of him about 2 days before I shot him. So all of our plans are coming together. You know, he is staying on the farm. He's staying where we planted our food plots. He gave me the opportunity to shoot him. I had the camera in the stand, and I took it. So here he is. He's called the start over buck.